Yeah, I'm stupid. They're gonna say St. Tonus is stupid. They're gonna say
If
he
there was only
glazes.
one,
I'm gonna say that I disagree, and that WuWa is the best game of all time, and it's just gonna go back and forth. This new, I didn't even know that dropped. I kind of want to watch that because this new endgame mode is really not good.
this
So let's just watch it, man. Let's just watch it. Yo, it's good, Cole. How you feeling, brother? Welcome in. All right, let's get to it. This is the best exploration in gacha gaming. Has anyone played TOF? I know Dams has played TOF. I feel like he's only. How is TOF's exploration? Besides TOF being like a bad game, like, is the exploration good? I remember them having hoverboards, they had cubes, they had motorcycles, they had mounts. Like, but it's been a while. How was the exploration in that game? Because I feel like TOF has way better exploration, but it's not a fair comparison to MMO. Okay. I could see that. I mean, we definitely can't compare ZZZ and Star Rail to this, right? You can really only compare WuWa, Genshin, and maybe TOF. But let's see what happens.
right here is probably the least used feature in Wuthering Waves. The ability to climb walls. There's nobody to blame here either, especially considering how many other forms.
No, I know someone who likes climbing. Actually, I'm very well aware of a chatter who enjoys climbing. If you just give me a moment, I'll find their comment, and then after that, we could here, hold on. I actually dropped a YouTube video going over one of their comments. If you want to, and I quote, this was nuclear cinema, by the way. This comment. I feel like what happens is the reason why people like climbing is it's about the journey. So you go to the funniest comment portion, and then you go right here, and it says, "Not everyone likes." Dude talking about climbing a mountain, that is the journey he made along the way. All right, anyways, I continue.
It's clear for any person
I get that
who's
flying.
played more than 3 minutes of Wuthering Waves that the exploration and overworld navigation in this game is absolutely unparalleled. And with every update Kuro has made to the game, they've only made it better, adding new features while limiting power creep across new character releases. But it certainly doesn't help that the only competition when it comes to exploration.
Is Saint allowed to have an opinion without people assuming malintent and accusing him of glazing? That seems to go above and beyond disagreeing, in my opinion. So, I agree with you. And I don't disagree with you. I think a lot of the times people use glazing in the wrong term. However, he glazes the video game. He objectively glazes the video game. And, for example, a video like this, I think is part of glazing. This is pretty much just saying, hey, Hoyoverse, you suck. WuWa did a way better job, and you're trash. And then sometimes he doesn't genuinely glaze the game, but I'm sure within the first 4 minutes, halfway through this, also was good 6. Damn, bro, I hope you're having a great day today. Glazing is a gotcha thing. It is a gotcha thing. Well, I mean, I think you can glaze in real life, but I do believe that he glazes a lot. In the Echo video that we covered, he called it the best system. And that there's no flaws. And that is just not accurate. There's a lot of flaws with the ecosystem. And just because it's the best compared to other things does not mean that it is great or perfect. And he presents arguments that are out of touch, especially for people that are casual to the game, which is what really, you're supposed to get the casuals to play. So yeah, I'm not saying he glazes as like a insult to the dude, but realistically, he goes overboard and way beyond. And I'm sure this video is going to be a prime example because this video is most likely, correct me if I'm wrong, this video is probably only going to pair Genshin and WuWa. Let's see.
Is everyone's favorite example of the sunk cost fallacy, Genshin Impact. Wuthering Waves' exploration tools and its overall player experience is so good that the industry leader within the gacha action RPG genre, with nearly 4 years of operation as a complete
he definitely exaggerates sometimes,
is now copying.
And sometimes he makes really valid points, and it's in between. But sometimes it really goes crazy and really, really exaggerating. And so, yeah.
These features completely. Don't believe me? You only have to take a look at every single limited character release since Natlan launched. The only thing is that each of these new features are individually locked to a single character, restricted to a single region, and perhaps most importantly of all, paywalled through their gacha. In Genshin Impact, you can get the same exploration experience experience as a single free Wuthering Waves character. You just have to pull 3 limited 5 stars and stay in a single region of the map.
He's 100% right. He's 100% right. Genshin Impact, again, I said about this previously. Say it again for the YouTube video. He put my birthday on the screen, did he? Dude, limiting, yes, paywall makes credit card hurt. Dude, okay. Again, when you also say hi to YouTube, and YouTube say hi back. Base opinion so far, no, he's got it, and it does make your credit card hurt. Look at Shalonen. Not Shalonen. Look at Shanyun, right? Shanyun is really good for exploration, and it's tied to the kit. But Shanyun could use her exploration in any region, everywhere, across the whole game. Natlin is tying advanced exploration to kits, and then you cannot use their kits outside of Natlin without that Philosophagen, and there's no way to get Philosophagen anywhere else. Therefore, these characters seem even worse outside of Natlin, so they fundamentally feel fucking ass. They just don't feel good. They just don't feel good to use. In Natlin, it's cool. I mean, the Kanich, I think, fucking feels like trash. I'm just going to keep it a buck. The Saurians don't feel good. The Saurians aren't anywhere else. It feels like an episode of Mean Girls, as I've said. You can use the Saurians, which are clunky as fuck. They're very, very, very clunky. Kachina downplay. Kachina can run up walls, but do the timer and try it in Leeway or Mondstadt, you know? So he's not wrong. But region locking on top of kit locking is insane. I don't have a problem with Genshin paywalling it so much, but even paywalled, why is it so restrictive? You can't pay and have unlimited, so it sucks regardless. No, I agree with you. I agree. I think, again, paywalling a kit, I understand, and I get it from a business perspective. Region locking, like what you and Six said, is horrible. It's horrible. Region locking makes it 20 times worse. 20 times worse. Gotta say this, after playing WuWa and Genshin, movement feels so damn slow, like climbing a mountain in Leeway is just a pain. Yeah, no. Genshin Impact's movement is horrendous compared to WuWa, objectively. And so, like, again, a video like this is like, we know this. You know what I'm saying? Region lock is a really cheap way to do things, and I don't like that because, again, now the meta is also revolving around Natlin, and what's to say that those characters are now rendered useless in Shnesnaya? So, can you review my Farina? Not at the moment. But maybe after.
There's a reason why all of Genshin's new features mirror the tools that Wuthering Waves has had since launch. Yeah. There's a reason why Kuro's updates have been focused on...
This is also one of the best updates Kuro games ever dropped. Sidebar. I just, straight up, this little thing where you don't have to swap off to pistols, we can say Kuro is the most active gacha company, and they're listening the best, for sure. Like, their turnaround time is insane. If I like Genshin, I agree with this movie, but the last video was a failure. Wait, what are you talking about, Ring? I would play Genshin more if these characters use elsewhere. I agree.
Quality of life,
I agree.
Rather than new travel methods.
It's the rocks we meet along the way. Exactly.
It's because Wuthering Waves, from its baseline systems all the way to its individual gadgets, has the best exploration in gacha gaming.
That's
and
true.
will likely hold that title for the foreseeable future. Today we'll be diving into why this is the case, breaking down what makes Wuthering Waves' exploration so fulfilling.
No, I agree,
why
Mayo.
other developers are scrambling to integrate these features into the game, and how Wuthering Waves' new additions to exploration have been and will be better than their competitors, both in the present and the future. It's clear from the business practices seen on both sides that one company has a lot more respect for the...
I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, though? How do we know that this is going to be the best exploration in the future? Azure Premilia, Neverness to Everness, that other one game that's that I don't remember the name of it, that we haven't heard about in a year. It's like a GTA like. I feel like it's statements like that, which is why people say he's glazing. Because if you're comparing it to Genshin, yes. If you don't want to compare it to TOF because TOF is an MMO, fine. I understand, although TOF is really a gacha. We'll put TOF to the side. There's no way to guarantee that this would be the best. Duet Night Abyss. I play Genshin more if it didn't feel so rewarding for horror spin in my face. I agree with you. Duet Night Abyss movement is very, very smooth. The exploration is obviously a little bit different, but I mean, to say that it's going to be the best and will stay the best in the genre, this is what we talk about glazing. We're 2 minutes and 14 seconds in. That is the point. That is why he has this title. It's not because people are being mean. Some people are going to be malicious and say horrendous things about him, and that's not fair. But then you get with a statement like that, it's like it just doesn't make sense, you know? Unfortunately, maybe Azure Premilia, but NTE, hell nah. I don't know, man. NTE doesn't look that bad, you know? They give you a 5-star that runs on walls. They have cars. I wouldn't be surprised if we have mounts and stuff. Unfortunately, the ports of WuWa were a failure. Not enough of them were used in the puzzle. True. NC Exploration is car, so yeah, games are coming. Exactly. That's why I need other open world gachas to get released so St. Tonis doesn't have any gacha compared to WuWa. I agree. I agree with you 100%. Just comparing. I mean, again, I personally don't think TOF is off the table. I think if he's doing a video like this, I think you should pair it to TOF. And I think realistically, TOF is better exploration. Not the mechanics of it, but the actual gameplay of it. Well, let me rephrase that. I think TOF has more options for exploration. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
their players and their past expenditures than others. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button.
Like the video.
One of the greatest parts of WuWa's exploration is
the fact
that every single gadget or shortcut is available to every single character. It could be the grappling hook, the echo slotted into your active skill, or simply every character's default infinite out-of-combat stamina and their ability to run up walls. The fact of the matter is that regardless of who you've pulled or what team composition you're running in the overworld, you have a massive variety of tools available that can streamline your experience dramatically. There's no need at all to craft specialized parties that leverage built-in character abilities to do more than just sprint in the overworld until your stamina runs out. The end result is absolute freedom in who you play in the overworld. You don't feel like you're wasting your time or playing suboptimally by not slotting or owning the character. You're not pulling characters strictly for the massively improved experience.
Well, TOF also just wasn't a good game. I mean, the combat didn't feel good. It is what it is. We're going to re-download it and do a video on it, revisiting TOF in 2024. But yeah, no, their movement wasn't the greatest, but their modes of transportation is there. You know what I'm saying? Encore Changli Shorekeeper is the best open world farming exploration. Even if you don't have those characters, bro, the movement in WuWa is still objectively better. Now, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something people are not going to like. And this is my personal opinion. I think WuWa genuinely has objectively better movement. I have more fun exploring in Genshin. Oh no, Glazer. He's a Kuro shill. He's a Hoyo shill. He's a Hoyo shill. I have more fun exploring in Genshin, or at least when I first started playing Genshin, because I think the world just feels more full and alive. You know, this changes everything. 2025. Get the Koro bots to come ban me. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, Genshin, to be honest, Genshin feels like going backwards with characters. Yeah, no, I agree. Genshin Impact character design and their philosophy, I think, is really not in a good spot. I think the way they do their characters are very mid. I'm not a fan of it, and I think their actual philosophy has a problem to it. Simply somehow Genshin buys me more, but I do think that the Genshin Impact world feels more full. Other than Sumeru, fuck Sumeru. Sumeru was ass. But I have more fun. Exploring in Genshin. I do. I really do. I just like the way the world looks more. I think WuWa sometimes can be a very beautiful game, but the world doesn't feel special. Like, I don't go to WuWa because it's open world. I go to WuWa because I like the combat. St. Tonis and Kazahana are going to cancel you. Sheesh. What up, RD? WuWa world does feel dead after a while. It's kind of soulless. It does feel soulless. And I think eventually when I need a WuWa exploration in a Genshin world, yes, and that would be perfect. See, I feel like WuWa feels more alive with the enemies fighting each other, the troops, the enemies, etc. But Genshin, so when you come across like the enemies fighting each other, I do agree. That obviously feels lively, but the amount of puzzles, and things you actually come across, I feel like are not a lot. Maybe it's because you already seen it in Genshin before in WuWa. Maybe, but I mean, like, if I log into Genshin right now, I'm more inclined to explore because I genuinely do like the open world more in Genshin. You had more fun exploring Natlan than 1.0 WuWa or Mount Fermanay. Well, I didn't explore Natlan. I didn't touch Natlan. I don't like Natlan. I don't like Natlan, so I wouldn't use Natlan as a comparison. But like saying exploring Liyue, Mondstadt, or some of the other regions, yeah. I mean, I haven't explored Mount Fermanay yet, but yeah. I don't play WuWa for exploration. I play WuWa for the gameplay. WuWa gameplay loop is the best. World has no reason to explore. I agree with you. The world has no reason to explore. There are different vibes, so attract different people. The world is supposedly to also feel a bit soulless, of apocalyptic. I agree with that. But I think there's ways to still make it feel soulless and empty without it actually being physically empty. Genshin was more impactful because it was the first, probably, but I can understand when you say you mean it feels less lively. Yeah, it definitely was the first, and I had the COVID buff, obviously. But the world is more alive in Genshin Impact. Some of it feels like the WuWa is empty, and I don't mean post-apocalyptic. I get what you're saying, Ring. I want more surprise in WuWa open world. Yeah, I think more surprise would be sick. Like NTE, Neverness to Everness. They've already confirmed that depending on the time of day, certain things are going to happen in your overworld and things like that. So when it's just random, you know what I'm saying? Leeway was fun exploring. I uninstalled because I found myself uninteresting setting attack those designs. So uninstall. Genshin started feeling like a chore. That's valid, Duck. I think NT will be another test to see if more open worlds are more ruined initial experience than Genshin. I think NTE is going to be a very different experience in all of them. I think Neverness to Everness has a very different, unique feel to it. Again, especially with the car aspect and the whole environment. I'm probably going to enjoy NTE the most out of all of them, realistically. I'm not going to lie. In terms of exploration. Genshin, yes, as well. The Genshin music, 1,000%, 1,000% is better. Just like the Genshin music is something that I will actually put on my own Spotify and listen to on my own time. Sometimes WuWa has good music, but like that's also part of it. You know, there's many different factors to it. That is the point. I think it's because it's a washed concept. We've had enough of Genshin. No, I don't think exploring is a washed concept. I don't think so. I think you're underselling the fact that WuWa's exploration just doesn't feel required. NTE is like an open world ZZZ, yes, just like more buildings and like more GTA-esque, but not actually GTA. Genshin music is cool. Hoyo is known for that. Exactly. Yeah, atmosphere feels more lively. Ludwig music is goated. It is. So, but let's continue. You see, but I definitely don't disagree with the sentiment that WuWa mechanics are better, but I do think Genshin Impact is more fun to explore, or it gives me incentives to explore more, not even rewards. But yeah,
they give you in the overworld. And the Kuro devs aren't using quality of life as FOMO to increase their banner sales. However, some characters do have slight advantages over others, like Jian's ability to close distance in the air, or Shorekeeper's slightly enhanced auto-collecting butterfly sprint.
Which is really
but at the end of the day, these abilities are less efficient than the Echo skills, which any character can equip that serve the same purpose. The Cyan Heron goes further than Jian, and resets your air dodge, while the Inferno Rider's hold is a lot faster.
I was about to say I've never used that either. I've never been in a situation where I need to actually utilize echoes in the air or like other characters' ability. I really do think that the game's pretty simple. It doesn't need to use like character ability. Like obviously you use you use what's it called? Oh my god, Shorekeeper, because that's just convenient. And maybe you use the Echo to run around and pick up ores when you're fighting. But realistically, like no one uses that. You don't need to use Gion's E midair to find something. So yeah, I agree. Just run. Unreal Now City makes to build. That's why more modern open world, and it looks amazing. By the way, 6. It looks absolutely amazing. I use Inferno Rider pretty often. Really, I've used Inferno Rider maybe once. Truthfully, I did when I was climbing the Mount Fractus for the rover, but that's to save time. Okay, that's valid. I mean, it's nice to have the option, though. He's not wrong. The fact that you have the option to use other modes of transportation to explore, I think, is very valid. I think that's very, very good. So, yeah.
Than Shorekeeper, and the auto collection range of the Junrock is wider and completely automated. These character abilities are built into their kits, but they're objectively a worse version of what every character can already use. It's the complete polar opposite compared to another gacha title, where characters with no exploration mechanics built into their kit drive some of the most sluggish, unresponsive, and slow-paced experiences possible. This became even more evident as Genshin released more regions with absurd levels of verticality and hard-to-reach objectives, while conveniently releasing characters who could bypass all of these obstacles at the exact same time. The Genshin...
Okay, but like that's not correct though. Like that's just not like Shanyun and Scaramouche might make it easier, but that's just an inaccurate statement. Like the release of Scaramouche helps. That does not make you climb up a 500,000 foot mountain in Leeway, or even in Natlan. It's comments like that where I'm just like, bro, like you don't have to exaggerate that much to prove your point, because your point is correct. But then when you deliver it that hard, it makes it like now I want to nitpick it because it's just not accurate, you know? The world against several factors to make it better for me. I agree. The initial encounter with Inferno Rider was amazing. Why haven't they done more like that? They should got. The initial encounter and that whole quest was top tier. I agree with you. But yeah, it's like sentences like that. I'm like, bro, like he's so disingenuous to Genshin, which is okay. because it's okay to not like Genshin, but we have to be objective. No character solves any problems in Genshin. Any of the exploration issues, none of them. Maybe Shallonen and Atlan, because she can run up walls, and at the moment, no one solves it. I'm sure though someone will. We can't talk about leaks in chat. But yeah, that's just a silly, goofy statement. It's not a good take. It's just a take to glaze, and that's why people say he glazes. When unique from kind of makes it fun. I agree.
With absurd levels of verticality and hard to reach objectives.
So yeah,
conveniently releasing characters who
if I launch Genshin right now and you scare Moo, she ain't doing
at
that.
The exact same time. The Genshin devs manufacture problems and sell the solution. They design their overworlds with the intention of creating inconvenience, annoyances, and frustration if you don't save the resources for or spend on the on-banner character. They region lock, time gate, and reset progression across every single helpful gadget in the game with each new area, requiring a...
All right, here's another port where there was no issue with exploration in terms of like the verticality of it until Natlan. You know, they sell you solution in the payments. Dang, look at Genshin. It reminds of grinding. Just reminds of the grinding, bro. Yeah, man. It's just... Bro, it's so depressing that Intro 2 in the air, Wanderer, and then falls back down. No, I agree with you. It's a limited character. He doesn't fly that high. Shallonen doesn't fly that high. Yelan's run is cool, but Yelan can't run up walls. The only real problem that they've had with exploration really is Natlan, because they're locking it to characters and then region locking it. That is the issue. So the whole premise of Natlan and why it's not good, at least in my eyes, is because these characters are useless outside of Natlan. You might as well just use the older characters in the game. And realistically, the exploration, it wasn't like the worst thing in the world in Genshin. I feel like really saying Genshin is the devil, it's just a cringe take, man. I think it's a cringe take. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Wu was better. I understand that. I agree with you. But like just to drive the point home and like exaggerating to OD makes your point feel less valid, you know? Also, I gotta move my chat over there.
Massive amount of commitment and playtime to get anything close to a cohesive exploration experience. Unless you decide to inconvenience yourself as a player even more and constantly alt-tab with the aid of third-party tools. Kuro, on the other hand, gives every single solution to the player or lets them grind those solutions through mobs in the overworld and unlocks an incredible number of helpful tools within...
Their gadgets are top tier. There's no negative stuff about WuWa's gadget. The WuWa system is not negative. It's not negative. There's nothing negative to say about WuWa's exploration. There's nothing negative to say. It's great.
Hours of starting
it's fucking
the game.
Great.
Players gain immediate access to the grappling hook in the first 30 minutes.
It's
and
fucking
amazing
great.
Tools like the loot mapper and portable waypoint are only a few hours after that. This made the experience great in 1.0, but the devs streamlined it even further in future updates. They buffed the detection ability of the loot mapper to make chests even easier, added a hover droid shooter to streamline challenges in mining, and gave every player...
Brett is right, too. I think the exploration of each character as variety is definitely not needed. No character really makes everything solve. For Natlan, you have Kachina, which is free, but inside of that Natlan, you don't really need her. I agree. You do have them, and you have the Saurians. Now, the quality of these characters is a different conversation, but realistically, you don't need to spend a dime, and you can complete Natlan. You can. You really can. You know, someone said, why should I explore again if I already explored everything in Genshin? You know, true, WuWa doesn't make me beat a gadget with elements and blood sacrifice 150 mats for it to borderline crap. That's true, Got. Yeah, that system is really annoying as well. Like, WuWa's system is great. It is great. It's a good system.
Regardless of who they had on their active team or on their roster, the ability to precisely locate resources in the overworld. That's a feature that the Genshin devs isolate to a single gacha character in a single region.
Well,
and
they changed that now.
Massively player-unfriendly development trend you can identify across almost every new feature
this might be
in the
pre-recorded,
game.
So it's
safe to say that almost every single part of exploration in Wuthering Waves, be it climbing, loot tracking, or looting materials, is a better, more convenient experience for players compared to Genshin Impact. It's also safe to say that Genshin, with their inferior implementations, also locks almost all of their features behind the gacha or a massive amount of progression, effectively gating quality of life for players, unless they pay with money or their time. There's a reason why the Wuthering Waves exploration experience feels a bit short. You're not actively struggling against the game's systems to get things to 100%. 100%. You're not artificially increasing your playtime by running out of stamina while scaling high cliffs. You're not wasting time tracking the horribly vague little wisp from treasure compasses or waiting for its dreadfully long cooldown between chests. You're not constantly alt-tabbing to a third-party map because the built-in detection systems are complete garbage. You're not waiting multiple daily resets to collect ascension materials for your characters as the developer.
That has nothing to do with exploration. I mean, maybe this, like the flowers, but there's enough flowers for, and they also give you out flowers to get the characters to 60, and you can get the rest. So, but let's let them finish.
Developers actually respect your time and don't make the requirements absolutely absurd. You're doing all of these things in Genshin Impact. You're spending more time waiting for cooldowns or simply navigating.
That's not true, but it's okay.
The game's convoluted overworld mechanics that are designed to sell characters and inflate your playtime rather.
Okay, here's the God's honest truth. This whole point is just fucking stupid because his point is, well, you completed WuWa's exploration in one day. You want to know why you completed WuWa's exploration in one day? Because it's so smooth and it's so amazing. That's why you completed. No, you completed because there's fucking not a lot to explore, bro. Like, there's a difference. Like, there's a difference, man. Like, just fucking say, like, you can say that the game is good and critique it, my guy. Holy fuck, son. Like, oh my god. You 100% do Wuthering Waves and you felt like you did it fast? Well, it's not because the game doesn't have a lot to explore. It's because the game is so good and it enables you to explore that you do it precisely so well. And even if that's the case, that's a problem. Because there's nothing to fucking explore. Because there's not enough. Like, what the fuck? Am I going fucking crazy here, bro? Like, am I on drugs? Am I off base? Can someone at me? Like, using the compass. First of all, if you use the compass, it's cringe. Just fucking explore Genshin. Just walk around. You know why people take a long time to explore in Genshin? Because the maps are fucking ginormous. They're fucking ginormous. Whether you can run up walls, bro, me climbing up a mountain might take, let's say, a minute, man. How often am I climbing up a mountain outside of Natlan, bro? Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. This is what I mean by the fucking glaze. This is glaze. Dude sounds dope. That was good, DMA. How you feeling, brother? Welcome in. One thing WuWa quest, blah, blah, blah. Is a change. There's several quests. Perhaps, but I feel like it's more accurate at WuWa, but it could be me. I enjoy a lot to explore. I was little then. For a lot. Wait, I enjoy that a lot to explore. Now, I've been saying this for long. There are a few days that drops. It gets dry. Yeah, bro. Finished the map in WuWa in 4 hours. It took me 2 days in both games. I enjoyed it. And that's okay. And that's okay because you're allowed to enjoy both games. But I think he did this in the other video about echoes. And that's why people say he's glazing. When you say, wow, why do you have nothing to do in WuWa? Because your echoes are so good. All your characters are built already. There's nothing left for you to do. It's like, bro, no, that's not why. And half the people's echoes aren't good like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, I was thinking he's going to compare WuWa to Honkai Star Rail. Bro, the WuWa exploration feels so fast just because the map is smaller compared to Genshin 5.1, and just because you have the chest finder, which shows you the chest puzzle and other stuff, so it's way faster to do. Go from chest to chest instead of tab out each time where it's next chest. Yeah, man, like again, you could have preferences. And again, objectively, WuWa's shit is better. I'm still going to get negative feedback by saying this, but pretending this is not good feedback. It's not. Because you are glazing. WuWa's world feels fucking empty. The music feels dry as fuck 90% of the time. Now, they hired someone to fix it, which is cool. Some of the points he made about Genshin have already been addressed. It's like, don't justify the criticism. Oh, well, the reason why there's nothing to do is because WuWa's so seamless. That's so fucking dog shit. That's so fucking dog shit. Maybe it's a hot topic, but collecting artifacts at Genshin Impact takes less time. Ring, I had a whole fucking video on the ecosystem and it being bad on the YouTube if you want to go check that out, because I still think the ecosystem is not great. It has its advantages, but it has its disadvantages. And no matter what anyone wants to say, it is resin lock still. It is resin lock, right? So, but let's continue.
Rather than be an actual enjoyable experience. And you can see all of these player degrading mechanics at full play across the entirety of Natlan. The main reason for Wuthering Waves' stellar exploration experience is the fact that Kuro Games respects their players. They have enough confidence in their baseline game and systems that they don't need to bundle improvements with new character releases. They instead build those improvements into the default experience. What that means in the long run is that Wuthering Waves is only going to get better, especially in exploration, regardless of who you pull or when you pull. You won't be locked out of new features unless you whip out your credit card. You don't have to commit a massive amount of time to simply unlock the features that make the game playable. It's crazy what happens when the—
Bro, I have never used a compass. I don't even have a loot compass on my account. And if I do, that means someone who takes care of my account does it. And I get everything done. It's just, bro, this video, that's what I'm saying. The premise of this video is to glaze. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you can deliver these points and not glaze it and not lie and not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so silly. You know, that's total glaze. The main problem is that the gacha space is acting like people who fight adversaries on both are good, both ups and downs, and nobody wants to admit that they're good. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with you, HCC. The ecosystem solid 70% if they delete it. I agree. I don't know what the future holds for us when it comes to will respect the player according to who. Koro does a lot of great things, and they definitely respect the player. Also, DMA, again, I hope you're having a great fucking day today, homie. Koro does a lot of great things, man. You know, I'm the first one to give them praise. I'm also the first one to shit on them if they do something stupid, when I feel like they're doing something wrong, as I said, with the ecosystem, with the exploration, with the music. It is not a perfect game. It is not a perfect gacha game. And realistically, him hinting at the reason why Genshin dropped these characters like Kanich and Mualani because of WuWa is so stupid. Because Wuthering Waves doesn't exist if Genshin Impact doesn't exist. Do you think WuWa would exist if Genshin Impact didn't exist? Genshin Impact copied Legend of Zelda, and then all of the bad parts of Wuthering Waves are copied from Genshin. And every gacha game is copying the Genshin model and the Genshin formula. And this is why people are tired of like gachas. So for him to say that, well, you know, Genshin saw in the beta there's a grappling hook, and they said I need to make Kanich right now because if I don't make Kanich, our game's gonna die. It's so fucking brain dead. It's the most brain dead fucking take of all time, right? Let's say they copied them. Let's just say they did. Let's say they saw characters like that's cool. Let's copy that. Okay, what other company doesn't copy people? There's no original idea. Genshin's not original. Yeah. You know, it's just so silly, man. It's so silly. It's so silly. God bless the guy. I mean, I don't fucking want anyone to throw hate at him, you know, but like Jesus Christ. Like Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. We should probably stop reacting to his videos. I don't know. I don't think they're worth reacting to because it's just like
the devs focus on making a good game instead
and I don't like
of
being negative to
CCs
who don't
As
deserve
always,
it.
If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like.
Go follow. Listen, guys, if you want to go like, he put in effort. Go fucking follow him and subscribe to him and shit. I don't know. I think that shit's fucking dumb though. So that's that. Okay, all games suck. Go outside and touch grass.